Jelltur and Piper awake to Scratch sounding the alarm as goblins invade the sleeping family's home. Darting across the field separating them, the party was unable to save Maul and Anna. However, Jeff burst from the house with his sister in his arms. Scratch managed to tank the brunt of the forces, while Jelltur picked them off one by one. Piper aided in the battle, but was dropped by an arrow when the Dark Elves crested the hill on the back of their giant lizard mounts. Amidst the howls of wolves and cries of goblins, Scratch darted to Piper, healing her with a potion and escorting her to the cart where Jeff just finished hitching the horse. Wolves nipping at their heels, the party made their escape, barreling down the forest road towards Brath at a high speed. On a particularly sharp turn, the cart clipped a tree, shaking loose the small figure of a gnome, sending him flopping into the middle of the cart with them.
You are in the cart, and a gnome has just dropped from the trees above you. Apparently he had been sleeping in the trees above you, and when your cart hit it, shook him loose, like an overly ripe plum. And instead of spattering underneath your wheels, it was lucky enough because, what's the word I'm looking for?
Convenience.
What the hell were you doing up there?
You say as an arrow goes flying past your head.
I grab it as I catch an arrow going past us.
I have a dagger ready at him.
Yeah, I will have my rapier drawn and pointed at him.
I was sleeping. Basically, he's doing his morning stretches and everything now. It just he just woke up. But he's not really fully aware yet what's actually going on.
Jeff is white knuckling the reins.
Casey's still hiding.
Yeah, Casey is underneath one of the benches in the cart, holding onto a bag of feed, like she's just hugging it because it's about her size. It's actually about the same size as Jelltur and Kreg.
Nice.
JJ, you are the smallest person here.
I'm pretty tall.
Go ahead, give us the full description of this gnome that they see.
Okay, so he's a muscular gnome, tannish. He has a bunch of tattoos on him. Some you know what are, others you just can't understand probably. He has a purple mohawk. He has a bag at his side. He has a giant great axe, like Bryan was saying, that's probably twice the size of him. And he has a belt on him, which the only way I can think of describing it is kind of like one of those WWE championship belts and everything, but except instead of world champion, it just has a smiling face, I believe, Bryan?
Yeah, it was a smiling, it was not like a happy, smiling, sunshiny smile. It's like a smiling, scary looking face.
And this is the person that stands before you.
And you know his name, because his first words out of his mouth were, "Hi, I'm Kreg."
Who the hell are you? Well, I guess you're Kreg, aren't you? So what were you doing up there?
I was sleeping.
I can see that.
Roll perception for me. See if you can figure out what you're waking up into.
That's a solid 10.
You're in a cart.
Mm-hmm.
You seem to be moving fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You have a large cat person standing in front of you, a severely wounded-looking tiefling woman, a small child. Then you realize he's a halfling, and then you see the other small child.
Mm-hmm.
You double-check, not a halfling.
Okay.
And then there's a guy sitting up front, driving the cart. He looks,
Worried.
He looks very excited about something. Also, you hear barking. And everyone's going to be rolling initiative for me at this point. As you look and see the wolves snarling and snapping, one is about to leap into the back of the cart.
So my first thing I do is I go, "Kitty!" And I go over to maybe, I guess, try and pet the kitty or hug the kitty.
Do you try to pet the cat?
This is going to go well.
Does he not notice a dagger and a rapier being pointed at him?
Oh, I'm sure he does.
And I'm sure he doesn't care. So I'm going to do a judo throw to just throw him back to the floor when he tries to pet me.
Alright. You run over and you hug him, and the cat just kind of flips you, and you land on a bag of feed right next to the very terrified-looking girl.
I look at the girl. I like him.
So we're rolling initiative.
You are, and I'm just making quick notes of what everything's at.
20.
13.
20 non-net.
I have 21.
Alright, so what triggers the combat is the fact that a wolf jumps into the back of the cart and is snarling and about to attack. But Jelltur, you get to react first.
So I see a wolf.
The wolf just jumps right in, like he owns the cart.
Oh. I have to hit it with my dagger. It's in close proximity.
No.
You did have it ready. So
Nat
you
20?
Seriously?
Yes!
Wow, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say you hit. And considering you're in a cart, technically you do have an ally within 5 feet of this thing. The cart's not that big.
Yes, sneak attack.
You just murdered my wolf before it got to do anything.
Well, I rolled a 1, 2, 3. 19 points of damage.
Yeah, it's dead. As soon as I heard you go, like 6 points of damage, and then you started adding numbers like, wait, what?
Well, I crit, so I have to double my dice. So I had to roll 3 more times. I had to roll my dice 3. I had to roll another 3 times.
That's right. And it's super dead. This thing runs in there, and you just jam the dagger into its eye, twist, and the thing falls off the back of the cart, just corpse bouncing behind as the 2 other wolves.
That was the most unexpected nat 20 in my life.
These 2 other wolves converge on the back of the cart. However, the next one up in combat is Kreg. So, Kreg, you just watch this halfling out of nowhere stab a wolf that jumped into the cart.
Oh. I look at Mr. Whiskers, which is what I call him.
The halfling or the cat? Because if you're gonna start calling the halfling Mr. Whiskers, I'm not sure which I like better.
The cat, obviously.
Yeah, no, I haven't told you my name.
Yeah, no, I look at Mr. Whiskers just because I don't know his name, and that's for some reason where my mind goes, because I thought it was funny. And I literally look and go, what did the puppy do?
Is that your turn?
Yes.
Scratch, you're up. I'm sorry. Mr. Whiskers, you're up.
I hate all of you. And you will suffer for this.
I fully accept my punishment.
Now, the real question is, did you say Mr. Whiskers out loud?
Oh,
He did not.
Or do you just think that?
Oh, because all I heard you say was like, I turned to Mr. Whiskers and say, what did the puppy do? You didn't actually say Mr. Whiskers out loud.
Yeah, no, so you didn't say that out loud, so I don't have to kill you yet.
You haven't called him that yet.
Okay, no, that's fair
Good.
enough.
I'm gonna head over to the back of the cart and ready in action to teach that dog a lesson.
Sounds good.
If the next one tries to jump in here.
Piper, you are up.
Jump into my
Barely.
cart.
You are up, but barely.
Yeah. I want to make sure that I am, protecting Casey. Protecting my little friend. So I'm going to have my action ready if anything comes near to attack with my rapier.
Alright, so you're going to stay in the front of the cart, away from where these things are coming, and protect the leaper.
I have to protect them.
Gotcha. Wolf time! Scratch is making a great target of himself for these wolves, so they're going to jump up and snap at him. You'll get an attack on the first one that gets you, but they're both going to make attacks at you if you don't kill the one.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and take your ready to action.
Attack?
Yep, get your ready to action to go up first.
I love this die.
Did you just crit
So,
too?
I absolutely did.
How much you want to bet this is another dead wolf? Alright, give me your damage.
So that's 6 damage.
Okay.
It's a D4 of damage, so it's only
he
2
lives.
D4.
He lives. So you're like, I'm ready, punch! And then the wolves are like, okay, we're ready too. So that is the first one. Non-nat 20 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
9 points of piercing damage, and make me a strength saving throw.
5.
This wolf just jumps, slams you in the ground, and is just tearing into you with his teeth.
You just hear the assorted sounds of fighting dogs and cats. Like you see like the big cloud of like smoke, and you see just fur flying.
The other one is going to try to make the attack. However, you're in the back of a cart. There's really not enough space for both wolves to be in there, which I believe means the wolf comes into Piper's attack range.
All right.
So Piper can make her attack.
Awesome. 18 to hit.
That will hit him. Handily. Hit him.
Please. I need to protect the girl. 6 points of damage.
Yeah, that'll kill the wolf. So you just run it through, much like the last wolf. It's like ripping into Scratch's hide, and the blade just goes right through its ribs, and you see it just kind of shudder. And then, as that wolf goes rolling off the back of the cart, the other wolf has full view. Unfortunately, he loses his pack tactics advantage, so he's going to just be rolling at you straight, Scratch. You're technically prone, but he also has to jump into a cart, so...
Of course they're going for the cat.
Of course they're going for the cat.
Bring it.
That's an 18 plus numbers.
That'll still hit.
So that's 4. Wow, this dice is rolling well for me today. And 3, that's another 9 points of piercing as the wolf just starts mauling you.
Meow.
Right? And then the drow will go.
All right, drow.
Yeah.
I forgot about those.
That's a natural 1. But a 16, he doesn't shoot his buddy. Alright, so that is an 11 to hit. I'd say, probably Jelltur is the easiest to see on the back of that cart, because Kreg is kind of thrown to the ground. Scratch is underneath a wolf. Piper's in the front. Jelltur moved forward with a dagger and stabbed a wolf, so... Does an 11 hit your armor class?
No, but if I'm a target, that's not good. I'm doing something wrong, clearly.
That was the drow's turn, and Jelltur, you are up.
So there's guys shooting at us?
There are guys shooting at you, but what you notice is the lizards, they move very quickly, but they're not currently moving very quickly. There are two drow probably about 60 feet back on the back of these giant lizards riding towards you, but they seem to be keeping their distance so they can shoot you at a distance.
I'm going to shoot the lizards. Take out
Shoot
the
the lizard. Smart man.
19.
19 will hit the lizard.
I do not get sneak attack.
You do not. You're too far away for sneak attack and you have no outs.
Minimum damage of 4 points.
4 points of damage to the lizard. Lizard 1 or lizard 2?
Lizard 1, and I guess I have to use my bonus action to hide.
Alright. So you duck, you shoot the lizard, and then you duck underneath like, don't trip
24
again.
for stealth. I rolled an 18 on initiative, a nat 20 on the attack, 14 on my other attack, and a 17 on my stealth. Loving this die right now.
It's a great die.
Until it starts falling below 10. Then I'm really
For the rest of your life.
sad. Please
Kreg,
don't
there's
say
a
that.
wolf. The wolf is eating the cat. The wolf is eating Mr. Whiskers.
Oh, I'm getting to it. I literally, let's see, what weapons do I have?
I mean, you have a great axe.
No, I know. I was just going with, do I want to be funny with this? But no, he would know this is a serious thing that the dog's eating the cat, so I would...
Yeah, the dog is actually eating the cat right now.
Yeah, the teeth are like on the arm and shaking vigorously, and you're seeing like blood pouring from Scratch's arm.
So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the great axe, spin it in my one hand. You see this tiny gnome pull off this giant great axe from his back, spin it in one hand, swing at him, and smack him in the nose. Let's see if I hit first
All right.
before I do the rest of the
What
ridiculous
I'm gonna
stuff.
say is, you are strong. You cannot wield a two-handed weapon one-handed, but you can give it like a little twirl, grab it with two hands, and just swing.
And I'm also going for its nose,
Trying to boop him on the snoot.
basically.
Boop him on the snoot with a fucking great axe.
And basically, as I do this, no eating Mr. Whiskers.
Very loudly.
Yep, no, I heard it.
Okay. How did 18?
That'll hit the wolf.
So that's 10 points of... Well, I'm technically I'm not going to use the blade just because I'm trying to, like, scold the dog. I'm not trying to kill the dog yet.
Right.
So I kind of use the flat of my blade to boop the snoot. So I guess that's technically non-lethal. I don't know if you could do that with a great axe.
You can do non-lethal with a great axe. So you just backhand it with the flat of a blade of a great axe. And I'm just picturing that Skyrim great axe where it's like that really wide blade. And Scratch, this wolf is right on top of you. You feel that blade just brush against your, like, the fur of your face and your arm, and just little bit of a shave, like that close take off of, like, the last few millimeters of the fur as it wham slams into this dog, and you just see its eyes, like, its jaw goes slack, the eyes are bleary, it staggers on its feet for a second, like, what the fuck just happened there? But it's still up. Which brings us to you, Mr. Whiskers.
So the dog's off me, right?
Not completely off you, but at disadvantage to stop you from getting out there.
What can I do right now?
You could try to push him off you with your action, or you can make an attack at him. I think because you're prone...
I'd like to make an attack.
Dig all claws into his underbelly since he's right on top of you.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that hard.
The prone creature's only movement option is to crawl unless it stands up and thereby ends the condition. Creature has disadvantage on attack rolls. An attack roll against a creature has advantage if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature. Otherwise, the attack roll has disadvantage. What I'm going to say is, after it just got wailed on that hard, I'll waive the disadvantage on the attack.
All right,
Because it
will
did just take most of its
attack
hit
it.
points.
I will attack it with my claws.
Go for it.
Barbarians, motherfuckers.
What'd you get?
Yeah, that's not gonna hit. 9.
Yeah, you miss. So you, like, bring your claws up, and it's, like, already staggering to one side, so you just kind of whiff. You can use your bonus action to martial arts it if you like.
I most certainly will, yes. There we go. 19.
19 will hit, and you will drop it, because it had 1 hit point after that attack.
Okay.
So you just kind of, like, get underneath it with the claw and jam your claws in and throw it off the back, and it just goes bouncing away into the road.
I hate dogs.
Bad puppy.
I just picture Kreg going to the edge and yelling that back. Alrighty. Piper, you are up.
So we do not currently have any wolves.
You have no wolves, but there are a pair of drow on a pair of riding lizards, giant lizards, chasing you down.
And then I will switch to my short bow and take an attack at the lizard Jelltur tried to hit.
Alright, well he did hit it, just not
He did
much.
hit.
Yeah. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
Natural 20.
God damn it, people!
We're having
That's
a good
each
day.
of you! Each of you except Kreg. And Kreg just had 1 attack roll.
4, 10, 12 points of damage.
Alright. Okay, he makes his con save. So that lizard's not looking great.
And I will inspire Jelltur to take one down.
Okay. And your inspiration's D6, right?
Yep.
Alright. That brings us to the drow on their lizards, and there's 2 attacks. And Piper did just reveal herself.
Shit. Of course I did.
With her 1
The
hit point.
fuck is going on, Die? That's the second natural 1 I've rolled.
There's something wrong here.
Shoot
But a
your mouth.
15.
Shoot your mouth. What?
He's at disadvantage. I was confirming the crit fail.
Oh.
He rolled 15 after the nat 1, so he doesn't hit an ally, but he does not hit you.
Good.
But Kreg has also made himself a target, so the other one will shoot for Kreg. I think the one that shot at you, Piper, was the one whose lizard you just shot. He couldn't see Jelltur, but you just shot his lizard, so...
I did just shoot his lizard.
This one's going for Kreg, and that is a 8 total. How does that do?
That does not hit.
Alrighty. Jelltur,
Yes.
you are up.
Alright, I will now roll to shoot at the lizard that's still up.
Alright.
Which is the one I've been shooting. It's not dead, right?
It's not dead, no. It's limping along.
Does a 14 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay, that's inspiration.
But you have it just in case.
Yes. Sneak attack. Oh wait, no. I'm attacking from stealth.
Yeah, so you do have sneak attack. You would have had advantage too.
Let's see. No, it was lower, much lower. So I get my sneak attack, right?
You get your sneak attack, yep.
1, 2, and 4. So 7 plus 10 points of damage.
Considering he has 3 hit points, I'm gonna say you take down the lizard. And the drow seated on the back just kind of falls and starts rolling. The other one yells something in a language you don't understand. And it yells and waves him on to keep chasing you. Alright, so you're going to sneak now? Hide?
20 modified.
Alright. That brings us to Kreg.
Alright, so is the puppy still on the cart?
No more puppies. They fell off.
Oh. So all that's left is the drow and everything?
There is one drow on the back of a lizard, and he's about 60 feet away from you, chasing with a longbow, just drawn back and ready to fire.
Hey, it's the weird elves! Oh, they're bad guys. So I take my javelin and I chuck it at the weird elf.
Alright, what's the distance on that javelin?
Probably not very far.
I think it's 2060, so I think you have this at disadvantage.
I do, and it's 120, my app says, so. At disadvantage, though.
Yeah, you're throwing for the drow, you said?
Yeah, I'm going for the drow.
Alrighty.
Oh, so that's a 9.
That will miss the drow.
Bye-bye
But
javelin.
you've made your point, and bye-bye javelin. Mark off one javelin gone.
Yeah.
'Cause you guys are not going back for it.
Oh yeah, shot an arrow. Oh man, I'm running out of arrows.
As I do that, I'm like, guys, I need to get my javelin. Okay.
Jeff, pulls the reins and brings you around another corner. This is not like a straight road. This is a pretty windy road through the forest.
Wait, did I shoot 2 arrows?
You shot the giant lizard twice.
Yes.
I have 4 arrows left.
Oh no.
You are using a short bow, right?
Yes.
I have 15 currently. You
Oh,
need.
thank goodness. We can share ammo, thank you. Holy shit. I was like, wait a minute, I have 4 arrows left. Oh man, this is bad. We're getting ammo.
Yeah, it is.
Scratch, you are up.
I stand up and I make myself a target, I guess. I like to go, I head to the back of the cart. I kind of want to try and get them to shoot at me instead.
Give him the middle claw.
Yeah, I give him a middle claw.
Alrighty. Is that all you're gonna do?
I'll throw a dart at him. I can do that.
Yeah, you can do that. Give him middle claw and then flick the dart and fire it off. You're at disadvantage, correct? The distance on that?
Yeah, it's a disadvantage like it mattered. Wow.
Natural 1.
I got a 14 and a 19.
Holy shit. Yeah, you hit him.
That was on the die.
Nice.
Dart is 1d4. 7 points of damage.
Damn. He grabs his face and he had the bow drawn, he was aiming. He doesn't fire off the arrow, he just drops the shot and he grabs his face right by his eye and you see your dart sticking out of his eye.
Send dogs at me, see what happens.
Alrighty. Which makes it Piper's turn.
So I guess I will take a shot at the drow then.
Alrighty.
Since, Scratch got him as well. That will miss. That's a 7.
Yep, so the arrow just flies off. On the bright side, he can't see you to take retaliation,
That's true.
which makes it his turn. If he didn't have disadvantage to shoot you before, so it's either a 12 to hit Scratch, or a natural 20 to hit Scratch.
I'll take the 12.
I think you will. You don't really have a choice, though, so...
Yes.
Pretty sure that doesn't hit you, though. As
It does not.
this long elvish arrow just thuds into the side of the wagon next to your head. And he actually pulls back on the reins a little bit, and you see the distance between the two of you getting wider. and wider until it's almost like he didn't make a move action while you guys continued moving on. And the tree line breaks, and bright sunlight starts filtering in. You see the sun rising, and you get the feeling that it's not going to follow you any further. So you have escaped the drow. And DM makes a note of a one-eyed drow that got maimed by Scratch.
I can't believe we actually made it out of there.
And you see the road turning. No longer those sharp turns that get you through the forest, but this long, gentle curve along the side of what looks like mountains to the west of you. As you continue traveling northeast along this road, and you see a small settlement ahead. Several buildings, all on the edge of a glistening lake. The morning sun gleaming across its surface.
That was fun. Where are we going? Mr. Whiskers?
I don't know how to handle you.
Right. We need to address that.
I need to use the bathroom.
Well, you two have fun with that.
Yes,
I
Mr.
don't
Whiskers,
even know
he
how to deal with
likes
that.
You deal with him.
Manara, damn it, if you call me that again.
Would you prefer I call you Kitty Cat? I could call you Kitty Cat.
I'm basically pissing off the torn off back of the cart as we go because it looks like we're not stopping anytime soon.
So his gnome is just taking a leak off the back of the cart.
He hasn't tried to kill us yet.
I basically just turned my back to you and just started pissing. So you do with that information what you want.
No, we are ignoring. We are ignoring you.
As he's going, he's kind of singing like a little bathroom song, almost like 1, 2, 3, I gotta pee. 5, 6. How does the rest of it go? And he continues like that.
He actually helped us. We need to figure out what to do with him now that he's here.
Well, we don't kill him. I figured that much.
Not with that great axe, no.
Yes, though with that great axe, that might be more difficult than it sounds.
I just love that it's Scratch and Piper having this conversation. Jelltur is just completely nah brah.
Can I check on Casey?
I'm not hostile
Casey
towards you.
has in the time frame of the battle being over and the white knuckle driving kind of stopping, she is curled up next to you and fallen asleep. Just this complete exhausted child sleep.
Okay, I will cover her with my cloak for now then.
I'm going to sit down and tend to my wounds.
Yes, actually, we should probably do that if we can.
So you guys are gonna take a short rest?
Yeah, let's try it. Can we do that? Can we do that, please?
Yep. It'll take you about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get to Brath from where you are currently.
And I will...
I'm using 2 of my hit dice.
I was going to say take out my viol, and I was going to do Song of Rest while we do that.
Yep, 2. This should be enough.
Actually, Brian,
How does
Yes.
Song of Rest work?
That's what
I'm
I'm
going
checking.
over to Mr. Whiskers and giving him one of my 2 potions that I got before.
Sure.
So I give you a potion, Matt.
Thank you.
So basically 1d6 becomes 2d6 with Song of Rest?
You get to add a d6.
Yeah, you add a d6
to your entire pool. You don't
awesome.
add 1d6 per die you use. You just get an extra d6 if you're using a hit die.
Yeah.
I'm one away from max now. I rolled 13. The only issue is that I forgot I don't have a con modifier.
I never understand how
sucks.
people do that, but
I'm gonna use 2 hit dice.
I will
I
use
used 2
2
hit
as
dice,
well.
and now I'm at max.
cool. And now you have a
And I add 1 potion to my inventory.
Yeah. All right. He feels bad that
But
Mr.
it's always good to have potions spread out among the party, because potions are not meant to be used on yourself. They're meant to be used on dying companions.
Hmm.
I am up to 17 from 1. which is nice.
What's your max?
Out of.
21?
I
Oh, that's not bad.
I go over and I give Nicole's character the other potion.
That's right. Besides Kreg, none of you have introduced yourself. Kreg was so polite.
Nope.
He told you his name. None of you have introduced yourself.
We were kind of running for
I
our
feel
lives
like we
at the
have-
time.
We have a history of doing that.
You
Don't
do.
we?
Basically.
Them introducing themselves and us not introducing ourselves unless someone asks.
So Craig just starts walking around going, Mr. Whiskers, horny lady, small lady, driver. He's just gonna keep naming the random party. He goes,
The only
tiny one.
The only person left. There you go. I was gonna say it's Jelltur.
No, actually, no, tiny human. There we go.
Yeah, what do you call
Tiny
human?
Well, Craig, I am Piper.
My name is Scratch. Do not call me Mr. Whiskers.
Piper, Scratch, Mr. Whiskers.
He was my neighbor. He was an asshole.
This little one sleeping is Casey.
Casey,
The driver is Jeff.
Jeff,
And I look to Jelltur for him to introduce himself.
I'm tiny human.
I knew it was coming. And it still got me.
You're going with that, huh?
I do not trust him with my name.
fair enough.
Tiny
That's
human is just as
fair.
good as anything else. You eventually make your way down this road and come to, surprisingly, a wall. There seems to be a wall surrounding at least part of the city. There are some rocky outcroppings. You're leaving a forested area, entering a more mountainous area. However, you're almost at the foothills of the mountain, and there's a lake at the bottom. This town has made itself survive based on the lake. So they're using part of the rocks that surround the town, and they're using what look like broken pieces of wood, furniture, anything they could find seems to be nailed together to create this wall.
Alright.
I guess we look around for, like, the way in?
Well,
'Cause if there's a wall, there's a door.
Yeah, you're coming down the path. I'm just telling you, you're seeing this wall. There is a set of doors, and on top of the wall, by those doors, you do see men in armor that looks kind of uniform.
I yell up,
Not-
hi!
So centuries.
So as by the time you get up there, and Kreg realizes they couldn't hear him the first time, he does it again, and they yell down, "Stop! Who's coming into Brath?" Jeff will look up and say, I'm from Braken Farms. My father is Maul? Was Maul?" And you just kind of see him, like, deflate a little, saying it out loud. He's been very quiet this entire ride.
That's when Craig takes over and pats him on the back. It's okay. I got this. So he literally yells up. He goes, "Hi, I'm Craig." I look at Jeff and I'm just like, "This is Tom, Catsy." I point to his younger sister. I point at Jelltur and I'm just like, "Tiny human." And I'm like, "Pipper and Mr. Whiskers."
He was close. I'm Piper.
Oh, that's the one you complain about, huh?
And then the guard looks down at you and is just like, okay.
I'm waving.
One of them just kind of waves back at you. The other one just looks at that guy, and he just kind of stops mid-wave, puts his hand and his head down slowly.
That's pretty normal.
That sounds about right.
What brings you to Brath?
Well, we couldn't go the other way because there was an army coming up, and this was safety that our friends mentioned.
You see them whispering to one another quickly. Then they turn back. "The army's on the move, then."
Yeah,
Jeff looks up and goes, "We bring supplies."
that too.
The two guards confer. "All right, open the gate!" They open up the gate and they allow you to roll in. And now, Wrath is not a city. It's a town. It's a stead. It's got smaller buildings, at the most 2 stories. They're conservatively spread out. It's not like you have houses right on top of each other. You don't have houses like miles apart either. It has homes on the outskirts, and then as you get closer to the center of town, things start to get a little more congested. More like a square that has merchant stalls. Very few merchants actually hold buildings. There are 3 establishments in the town that you are directed towards. There is a smithy, known as the Pampered Hoof. There's a curio shop, known as the Closet Cornucopia. And there is one inn, known as the Diamond Shell Inn. Now, this is a lake town. A lot of their income comes through fishing, it comes through transport across the lake, and you see that reflected in their architecture as well. A lot of the buildings, much like in, I believe it's Barbados, they are built like upside-down ships, upside-down boats, because that's what the people who live here knew how to build. So they basically just built it and flipped it.
I mean, that works.
It does, and it did in, again, I think it's either Barbados or Bermuda. I can't remember which. And there is one very large one up on a hill that you are told is home to the mayor. But you are let inside, and you are now free to roam about the cabin.
So we're now Brothians?
You're not. You're not from here.
Well, we should see about finding a place to stay, probably at the inn.
Yeah. Brian?
Because I know Casey's still tired, and Jeff probably needs a good break.
Yeah, Jeff needs a rest.
Yes, Andrew.
I'm gonna go to the closest tree and nail up a piece of paper.
Alright. There aren't that many trees.
Mm-hmm.
There is a scraggly little sapling that you can nail it to.
Okay. That's fine.
What are you doing?
You can go over and read it. Because I'm by the tree.
Do I humor this?
I
No,
don't know.
I continue to ignore his existence.
I'm gonna humor it.
Alright, so being that it's closer to your eye level, you walk over and there's a piece of paper there. So there's a list of names and locations on it. Underneath the title that says Craig's List of Friends. Except next to Luck and Tuck, there's nothing.
Kreg,
Yeah?
keep calling me Tiny Human from now on.
Why would I call you anything else? That's your name.
Yeah, just making sure. If you hear anyone call me anything else, just always know I am Tiny Human to you.
Okay. I continue to nail it up.
Alright.
And I walk away from it.
Scratch's apathy is going to be his own undoing.
Well, he knows me as Mr. Whiskers.
Mr. Whisker's apathy is going to be his own undoing.
Really?
I'm just picturing it in general. You just keep ignoring him and he keeps making shit terrible. I'm just picturing
Yeah.
this trend. Like, just ignore him and it'll go away. The world explodes. God damn it if I had just paid attention for 5 seconds!
Nope.
Anywho. So that's what Kreg is doing. Is anyone else doing it? You were heading towards the
To the inn to get the room set up.
Yep.
the Diamond Shell Inn.
We still have a starting gold, right?
You have your starting gold, yes.
Okay.
We have established you have your starting gold.
Okay. So we have some funds, which is good.
Alright, so you get to the Diamond Shell Inn, and there is a, this is about halfway between where you see the residential areas and the shops. It marks the threshold.
Okay.
There is a sign hanging outside of it that says Diamond Shell Inn, but it is designed in such a way that it looks like the shell of a tortoise. It's not actually made from the shell of a tortoise, it is carved from wood, and it's painted very beautifully, but almost like they're trying to make the shell itself seem like it's made out of diamonds rather than shaped like a diamond.
a classy place.
It's really not.
Tries to pretend to be anyway.
It's not like you walk in and look around. It is not like it's not a dive, but it's not someplace that's super fancy. It's comfortable. There are fish on the wall, like taxidermied fish. There are harpoons. There's nautical paraphernalia around. And there is a bar with some tables and a set of stairs going up. And you don't see anyone inside, but as you open the door, a bell chimes. And you just hear a voice. Hang on, I'll be with you in a minute.
Take your time, there's no rush.
I rush in and I basically just start exploring everywhere I can.
There are so many amazing things to see. You don't know what any of them are. They're so cool.
Brian, is there anything extremely breakable that if I pick it
No.
up and... Okay.
Nope. Have you ever been around nautical stuff? That shit doesn't break. If it does, it doesn't last long. There's actually one piece behind the bar which you can't get to for reasons, but it's actually the wheel of a ship that they would steer the ship with.
Kreg is
And
in
it is
awe and
old, it is heavy,
staring.
it's bigger than you. You could ride that thing.
Oh no, I'm sure I could. So basically just going to ignore me and hope I just go away eventually, since you're including me in the party.
Desperately hoping you'll go away. Yeah.
So how many rooms did you think we'll need?
Depends on how big the rooms are.
That's true.
You hear a scuffling behind the bar. You hear glass break, and then like a shrieking noise, but it's not a humanoid shrieking noise. And then the noise ends, and there's a gurgling sound. Take that, you little bastard! Alright. And then, instead of someone standing up over the bar, someone comes walking around the side, but she is no taller than the bar.
She a
So
halfling?
she is a halfling. She is wearing a, not yellow, but you know that like dusty yellow, not, it's the kind of yellow that hides stains, dress with an apron, her blonde hair tied up into a very messy bun, and her hands covered in blood. And she's wiping them on a rag, and she goes, "Hello there, my name's Tilly. I'm the proprietor of this establishment. How can I help you?"
We were hoping to get a few rooms, if that's possible.
Sure, we got the one big one. It has a bed probably enough for all of you, isn't it? Or you can get individuals. We got about 4 of those.
Yeah, how much are the individual rooms?
Individual rooms, 2 gold per night. And the large room is 5 gold for an evening.
Eat. Ooh.
5 gold for an evening.
And
I'd go for an evening too there, love. And she winks at you.
Charming. I
This Piper's
I would like my own personal room.
It's so big.
I would like my own personal room, if you don't mind. And I hand her 2 gold.
She takes it and drops it into a little pocket on her side. And then she turns to Kreg, who is admiring the ship's wheel, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Not admiring Jelltur's anything.
I'm wearing clothes!
Bulges exist.
so Jelltur wants his own room.
Yep.
I got my own room.
He already paid for it. She hands you a key.
He did.
And she looks over at Kreg, who's looking at the, just saw the note. He's looking at the ship's wheel. And she goes, "Oh, yeah, that came from, my granddad's ship. Used to sail out on Black Turtle Lake, till it got too dangerous to do it.
You were a sailor?
Nah, my granddad was a sailor. He was a navigator. He would help take shiploads of people from here to the Mace, city of Mace, across the way.
That's so cool.
Yep, but then it started getting a little dangerous out there, what with the pirates. Thankfully, that's not really a problem much anymore, but we don't really have that many travelers coming through to go to Mace.
Mace. I've heard of Mace, right?
You're in the Mace region.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was the region.
No, the region is the Mace region.
Oh.
Because the largest kingdom in the region is the city of Mace.
Oh, okay.
So the city of Mace claimed this region. The king of Mace has claimed this region.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my god. Must have been so many adventures, blah, blah, blah. He just starts rambling from excitement and everything.
She's just kind of nodding at a certain point, and then she just kind of turns to the rest of you. Any other rooms?
I glance over to Casey and Jeff. Do you guys want to stay with us or have your own room?
Jeff just kind of...
Either way, it's on me, okay?
It's really just... we can't stay in an inn forever. We're gonna have to...
But this is until you get settled. Okay?
He just
had a hard night.
He's carrying Casey at this point, and he just kind of pulls her in a little tighter.
Yeah. So the question is...
Well,
what do we go
I
with?
can also... if we were to take the big room, would I be able to possibly negotiate the price down a little bit? I do perform. Do some music and magic.
As much as I'd like to see some magic and have a little music in this place, it's not really going to be drumming up much business, as what with the war going on, we don't really have travelers, and the people who come in here, they mostly just drink and leave. No one wants to get too knockered up, considering. But I think you and I might be able to have some kind of negotiation. Follow me a second.
Alright.
She starts walking around the bar again. And as you get to the other side of the bar, you see a giant rat with its throat slit in a pool of blood and glass.
We're doing the giant rat quest, guys. Here
You're
we
doing the
go.
giant rat quest!
Here we go!
Oh
We're
god.
doing the giant rat
You're doing rats
quest.
in my basement, bitch!
Oh
You know,
god.
we gotta go to the basement, gonna end up in the sewers. It's gonna be Dark Alliance voters get over again. I'm excited.
Is
I
this
love
racist?
Is what right? Oh, sending the cat to go get the mouse?
Yeah, is this racist? I'm not sure if this is racist or
To be
not.
fair, she's offering the job to the demon lady. So it's not really
Okay.
racist.
Okay, good.
By the way, Piper, you're noticing
Yes?
something about Tilly.
Yes?
It's unusual and it's strange. She's not staring at you,
That is unusual.
but she
Anyway.
shows you the dead rat, and she goes, "Look, got a nest of these down in the basement. They keep chewing through shit and coming up. This is the third one I had to kill this week. I can't get rid of them myself. They outnumber me down there, and I'm a bit small, you may have noticed.
Just a little bit.
Sizes and everything.
I wouldn't say that, love."
If it's a few giant rats, we can help out with that.
Yeah, if we were to take care of your rat problem, what would that do for our room?
I'll give you the room for 3 gold tonight and dinner on me.
That sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
She points at you and goes, "Drinks are your own business."
That's fine.
All right. She holds out her tiny hand to you.
I give her my hand.
She shakes it. We have a deal then.
Mm-hmm.
This has been the Reliably Chaotic podcast. Champions of Solane is an original Dungeons & Dragons adventure written by Bryan Scharf using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rule set published by Wizards of the Coast. My name is Bryan Scharf, and I've been your DM. You can reach me at ReliableDM on Twitter.
This is Jair, also known as Jade, and I play the character of Jelltur.
This is Nicole Summers, and I play Piper.
This is Matthew Reed, and I play Scratch.
This is Andrew Brown, and I play Kreg.
Theme music by Adrian von Ziegler. All other music by Kevin MacLeod on the Incompetech website. Detailed information on music used is provided in this episode's description. The music for this episode was selected by Nicole Summers, and the episode was edited by Matthew Reed. Contact us on Twitter at Reliably Chaotic, or email us at reliablychaotic@gmail.com. If you like us and want to support our show, please support us on Patreon at patreon.com/reliablychaotic, or by leaving a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. Thank you for listening. We hope to see you again in our next adventure.